I am so unprepared for this. So, hi, I'm Diane. You guys are watching Dianosaur Reads. I still remember the name of the channel. That is a good thing. Oh my god, I'm filming after such a long time. I'm so unprepared for this and I'm scared. I'm anxious. I don't know why because it's my channel, right? Like anyway, I don't have any viewers or anything like that. And even if I have viewers, like I shouldn't feel scared to film videos for my own channel, right? Anyway, so this is 2026. Last time I filmed was in 2025 before October when I was trying to launch my book club or something like that. That didn't happen because I had to move to a different city, like uproot my life and start over in another city. And so here I am in Bangalore. I don't know how long I'll be here. So, anyway, this is my room. You can see my room. And there's a Lord of the Rings poster behind me, which you can't see. I have read four books total in 2026, and I'm gonna talk about them. So, the first book is Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers, which is a cozy mystery. And I never thought that I would be a cozy mystery person. Like I read Phil Donovan's Killing It in 2021 or 22, and it was fun, but I did not feel the pull to continue with the thing. So I read Vera Wong's because I was, like trying to break out of my reading slump, and I wanted something easy to read that I won't have to, like focus too much on. So without anything, like something without building and all that. So I picked up Vera Wong and it was so good. Like it's this old Chinese lady trying to solve a murder, and it has this found family element into it, and like it's not just a fluffy feel good murder mystery. Like oh my god, feel good murder mystery. Like that's one oxymoron if I've heard of anything. Anyway, so it's not just a fluffy murder mystery, it also has some depth to it. Like Vera Wong, she is this old lady, old Chinese lady who has, like immigrated from China to USA, and she has this old tea shop, and now her customers are dwindling and all that. And so she is, like feeling like what am I doing with my life and all that. Like the life she had known, the life she had, planned, it's not happening. Her son is kind of distant, not like in touch with her all the time and all that. So she discovers a dead body in her tea shop one day, and from there the story goes on. Different characters come in, different characters are introduced, and they come into Vera's orbit, and they are pulled in by Vera's strong gravity. So yeah, it's a nice story if you want something to cleanse your palate and make you feel good, break out of a reading slump. Then it's a good one. So I gave it 4 stars. Second I read was Changes by Jim Butcher. And oh my god, like if you have watched Sarah Reed's reading vlog on Changes, that is exactly how I felt while I was reading the book. Like, I mean, the opening line, if you have not read the opening line, and like if you have read the book before Changes, which is Turncoat, if I remember correctly. So, if you have read Turncoat but you haven't read like Changes and you don't know what the first line is, go and read the first line. You won't be able to stop yourself from reading the book. So, starting from the first line, it's like explosion after explosion after explosion. The ending, oh my god, since it's the 10th book in the series or something like that, I won't be able to talk about it. But I mean, oh my god, what a climax. Like, I mean, my emotions. Like I was tearing out my hair, like what the hell is happening now? How will Harry go back to, being the way he was? Like he can't go back to the way he was. He has changed like irreversibly. And the thing that happened at the end of the book, I'm very, very like, I don't know how Jim Butcher will, like, I mean, yeah, I know Jim Butcher has wrote books after that also, but I don't know how Jim Butcher will handle such a thing like that. The ending, oh my god. So obviously I gave Changes 5 stars. After that I read The Silver Blood Promise by James Logan. I tried reading this book last year and I did not like the narrator's way of speaking. It was very gritty, like not like it. The book did not require a gritty voice, but the narrator was making this, like deep, gritty sort of a, like dark, grimdark sort of a voice. But then the secondary characters were introduced, mainly the little girl. I forgot her name. And then when they were having the conversation, like the, self serious, gritty, grim sort of a guy with this young girl who is like, I don't know the big words that you're using. Like, you can't impress me with your big words. Use simpler words, or I won't be able to understand. And that time I realized, okay, why this narrator was doing this voice in the first place. So when the secondary characters got introduced, I really started enjoying the book a lot more. It's a sort of like a quest fantasy wherein the main character has to, like he finds out that his father has been murdered, and he has to sort of solve the mystery based on the message that his father had left for him, written in his own blood. And so he goes to this distant city state, and therein he tries to find the person his father had named. And like the adventure then happened from there. It's a fun book. Like, I see the main character was annoying at times, and sometimes it was like, like he would, like, what he has to do, and he won't do the obvious thing. Like, he would be like doing stupid stuff. So Blood Promise, it's a fun time if you don't put too much brain into it. So yeah, 4 stars. Next we have, oh my god, Raise the Sands by Sarah Beth Durst. This book, it's a standalone epic fantasy, and it is so good. Like, okay, it has a sort of a young tone to it, like, because one of the main characters is a 17-year-old girl. But the main thing is, this lady who races these big monstrosities called Keyhawks, and her daughter, because of something that happened, her daughter is going to be taken away from her. So she has to get into the race with a new Keyhawk rider, and yeah, just hope for the best that they win and she gets enough money to save her daughter from the unemotional temple people, like augurs. These people are called augurs in this world, but basically like temple priests sort of a thing. So it's a story of, you know underdog. It's a story of competition, of how this person, through sheer willpower, just transforms this monster and this untested young girl into something more. But it's more than that. It's not just a competition story, it's more than that. So in this world, the people, when they die, they are reincarnated into different animals, sometimes humans, sometimes different animals. And the worst of the worst lot are reincarnated into these monstrosities called Keyhawks. A multifaceted story, mostly character driven, and it has such amazing, beautiful moments in the story that I won't be able to, like explain to you. So It's about being loyal, it's about dedication, it's about freedom, like wanting to be free. And what will you do to, get that freedom? So yeah, it's an amazing story. I gave it 4 stars because, like there were parts where I felt that okay, this could have been a bit, like toned down or something like that. Like it felt a bit young at times. So that's why I felt that, like it's a 4 star book, not more than a 4 star book, but still it's a very good book. And I had no expectations going in. Like I just picked it up on a whim. Like I thought that, I'll just listen to something while, like before going to bed or something like that. And yeah, it turned out to be this great. So yeah, those are the 4 books that I read in the new year. So 3 books I read in February, 1 book I read in March. March is still not over. I'm hoping to read at least 2 more books in March. So I'm currently in the middle of Lord of Emperors by Guy Gabriel Kay and Of Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. So Of Blood and Fire is a it's a like I'm giving it another shot. I had DNF'd it few years ago because it felt very repetitive and boring. But now, because Lord of Emperors is so taxing on the emotions, so I need something that will be, like that I'll be able to listen to casually on the side before going to bed or something like that. So yeah, I'm giving Off Blood and Fire another chance. So yeah, that's it for today. Let me know what books you all are reading, you all have read in the new year. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.